dodged the kiss. What a fucking good start that is. Good to see you all. Are we all alright? Yeah. Do you know, I love coming to do this club. And I'll tell you how much I love coming to do this club. I've come all the way from Hartlepool to see you all tonight. And yeah, to be honest, Hartlepool is quite a weird place where I live. Like, we say certain things that no one else... Like, we call having sex booking, right? Should have seen the amount of disappointed people when Booking.com first came out, honestly. Expecting a lady of horizontal refreshment and ended up with a fucking travel lodge in Barnsley, do you know what I mean? But to be fair, like in Hartlepool, the kids are cheekier as well. They really are. I mean, I was watching my team play Newcastle. We were getting beat off Liverpool, and I had my Newcastle shirt on, and this kid, he's about 7-year-old, he just walks up to me. He said, "By the way, mate, Newcastle is shit," right? Now, I'm not going to argue with a 7-year-old over football, right? I said, "Do us a favour, son. Tell me something I don't know." Do you know what he said? "There's an hairdresser's just opened up the road." Do you know what I don't worry about BD though? Is I don't have to worry about my P's and Q's. I done a gig in Wales a couple of weeks ago and there was a bloke at the front and he wasn't laughing, right? He was sat where you are, mate, right? Wasn't laughing at a fucking thing, he was staring at me. And I thought, well, that's fair enough because comedy's subjective, I get that, right? But anyway, after 20 minutes in, he starts giving me evils. I thought, fuck you, mate, you're getting it, right? So at the end, I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, can I just say, laughter is the best medicine and it does make you live longer. So you in the front, enjoy the rest of your short life, you miserable bastard." Right? You're all laughing, I got nothing, right? I turned out to this woman who I assumed was his wife, right? I said, "I've clearly said the wrong thing there." She said, "Yes, love, he's deaf." Good night, you've been lovely, right? So I've gone, ran to my car as quick as I could. As I'm going to my car, the fucking woman stood there, isn't she? I'm thinking, oh shit, here we go, the offended police are out, you know what I mean? And I was about to explain myself, and she just looked at me, she went, "Oh, we fucking had you there, didn't we?" What? She went, "Do you know what we do? Every comedy night we go, we tell him to sit at the front and we tell him not to laugh at the comedian and we see which one loses their shit." We had you hook, line and fucking sinker there, man. Fuck this, I stayed at their house and got pissed. Lovely, right? But no, that's the problem, do you know what I mean? We're comedy, the Edinburgh Festival, that's the worst one, right? I'm doing my show at the Edinburgh Festival, this couple walk in late, right? I said, "Hello, darling." I said, "What's your name?" She said, "Mary." I said, "What do you do for a living, Mary?" She says, "I'm a care worker." I thought, well, I can't take the piss out of care workers because they're basically overworked and underpaid. I said, "Is this your husband?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "What do you do, mate?" He said, "I'm an undertaker." I said, "Okay, so you kill him and you chill him. Is that what happened?" I've been doing cruise ships lately, right? When you do cruises, they always walk in late, and you work to a lot of Americans on cruise ships, right? This couple walks in late. I went, "Hey, mate, you all right?" And this woman behind goes, "How dare you?" She was clearly from fucking California, right? "How dare you make fun of my husband?" I said, "I've just said hello to him." I said, "Anyway, what's your name?" She said, "Karen." I said, "I rest my case." But you see, I'm playing to a lot of Americans when I do cruise ships now. And what I love about Americans is they're very honest, you know what I mean? And I noticed this on social media because I never look at posts on social media, I look at the comments because I just like to see arguments, do you know what I mean? When you were brought up with the Jeremy Kyle show, you just think that's your fucking frame of mind, do you know what I mean? I got to say that I do love the Jeremy Kyle show, don't you? The only show in the world where a 6-month-old kid had more teeth than his mum and dad, wasn't it? So I'm looking at the comments, and I knew they were American because of the use of language, and one of them said to the other one, "You suck." And the other one replied with, "You swallow." And then the other one replied with, "Great comeback, man." A funny comeback, but also he was sort of giving credit where credit's due. We don't do that in England. If I'm in the pub with my mates and someone hammers one of my friends, he can't handle that. He has to come with a comeback, even though if it's a shit comeback. Do you know what I mean? And most of the time, he just looks at you and goes, "Shut up, you nonce." But I got to say, though, stand-up's therapy. It's great. You're all my therapists. And I'm going through a divorce at the minute, ladies and gentlemen. And, yeah, I love the way someone cheats. It's fucking great! Welcome to the new happy you. That's what you're saying to me. No, to be honest, it's all right, because I've got a girlfriend now. And so is my ex-wife. That's why we split up, to be honest. But to be honest, I've just split up with my new girlfriend, so I think it explains what I'm fucking like more than anything, to be honest. But no, the thing is, right, I mean, I thought we were going to split up a while ago, because my ex-wife, she's a dancer, and she was out in France doing a couple of shows, and in this particular show, she was doing a lot of intimate dance routines with this guy called Pierre, and he was a very handsome man. He had the pecs, he had the six-pack, he had the bulging biceps, and people used to say to me, Dan, do you get jealous when Amy dances with him? I said, yeah, of course I do. I want to dance with him. But you know what happened, right? And I'm getting very personal with you all now, but you don't give a shit, it's fine. And I remember we got into threesomes, right? Never get into threesomes. I'm thinking of writing a new book called Threesomes Cause Divorce. They do, right? Honestly. She had a taste of the old Jack and Danny and thought, oh, fuck, this is for me. Do you know what I mean? And this is what's happened, right? And basically, I was devastated. She said, look, I fell in love with this woman. I love her. And I was like, fucking hell. So first thing I done was went to my local bar, and I ordered a treble whiskey. And there's a bloke who sits in our pub, he's the local alcoholic, right? Remember when you were a kid, you used to see the local alcoholic when you were 7? And he'd walk up the street, and he was about 107 then, right? And you go, fuck me, how is this bloke still alive, right? And then you go for your first pint when you're 18, and he's fucking there, right? I'm 37, and he's fucking still there, right? He's about 308 now, Ron, right? And he's at the corner of the bar, and he just looked at me and he went, you're not okay, are you, Dan? I said, no, I'm not, Ron, to be honest. He went, what happened then? Because he's a nosy bastard as well as an alcoholic, right? I said, well, to be honest, Ron, I said, me and my wife were getting involved in threesomes. I said, she's fell in love with another woman, and she's fucked off with her. She said she loves her, and this is me now. I'm having a treble whiskey, and I feel like my life's fucked. And there was silence, right? Ron just looks at me and he goes, do you want a pork scratching? I went, oh, it's been... I said, thank you, Ron. I said, it's very kind of you. He said, well, to be honest, Dan, my mum always said to me, it's good to share. I said, you're not fucking listening to me, are you, Ron? To be honest. But you know what, though? Like, my ex-wife, she said I was starting to get angry about stuff, do you know what I mean? And she said, why do you get angry about stuff? I said, because as I'm getting older, I'm getting less tolerant towards stupid people. She said, same here, bye, and fucked off. But do you know what used to annoy you, right? Because I'm very... Once I watch something on YouTube or TikTok or anything like that, I get delved into it. I go down the rabbit hole, right? And I was watching videos of Alex Jones, right? Now, Alex Jones is a very controversial character to some people, and I'll tell you why he can be a controversial character to some people, is because he asks questions, right? People don't like it when people ask you questions, right? And I'm thinking, being in the bar with Alex Jones, I mean, fucking hell, he would be asking you questions there, wouldn't he? Do you know what I mean? So what would you like to drink? I'll just have a white wine, please. Why? Well, because I like white wine. Did you know that if you drink, basically people judge you not by what you're drinking, but what you're drinking it out of? If you drink wine out of a bucket, nobody be impressed. That is why I drink meths out of a cocktail glass. And people are looking at me thinking that sounds nothing like a woman from the fucking One Show. But I love watching him. I love watching Jordan Peterson. But listen, I don't agree with everything that Jordan Peterson says either. Do you know what I mean? I love Jordan Peterson, but when he tells me to stop watching porn, I'm like, you can fuck off, right? Like, I am in hotels on a regular basis, right? But listen, I know if Jordan was here right now, he'd be looking at me going, well, I mean, if you're... I've seen your comedy, and first of all, my first thought is I think you should work on your jokes. And if the first thing you think when you're going to a hotel and all you want to do is wank off and watch porn, that's bad, man. But I sort of see things, right, and I just, it annoys me. And sometimes, I mean, I was in Brighton the other week and I turned into Lee Anderson. I mean, you can imagine how that would have fucking sounded, right? Basically, what it was is I seen a sign, right? I seen a sign which basically said, vegan shoes. And my first thought was, how ridiculous is that, vegan shoes? Especially when you're having it with beans and chips. But then obviously we've got our new Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, do you know what I mean? Now obviously what I love about Keir Starmer is, basically what I love about Keir Starmer is the fact that he looks, it sounds like he's got something stuck in the roof of his mouth. And you don't know whether it's going to come out of his nose or his mouth. But when it does come out of his mouth, we know it's shit. And obviously when he said things like, release the sausages, he would never accept responsibility for his own actions. And I'm surprised he never blamed Diane Abbott's scriptwriters. Okay, so what we need to understand when we are talking about my scriptwriters and we are mentioning the word sausage, I never refer the word sausage to hostages. Whenever I talk about the word sausage, it's always referred to Jeremy. I mean, they're trying to close pubs early now. What's all that about? You know, the last time they tried to close, well, they did close pubs early, you know, and that was obviously, you know, the lockdown thing. They closed the bars at 10 o'clock because the COVID monsters only came out after a certain time. Remember that? And do you know who the politician was who I first seen about that was Nicola Sturgeon, right? Now, what I loved about Nicola Sturgeon is she used to repeatedly headbutt mid-air when she spoke, do you know what I mean? And this is how she explained everything. She said, basically, so the bars could be closing. So the bars could be closing at 10 p.m. You know, I find well, Scottish people, they'll be going to the bar at 10 to 10, ordering into 1,000 Jaeger bombs, drinking them in 5 minutes flat, to the point where there will be a mass brawl. And during the mass brawl, they will get more headbutts than I do in one fucking sentence. Fuck, I've got an headache now. Do you know what I said that, right? I tried this joke out a couple of nights ago and there was 2 GPs in the front row and I said that. I said, I've got an headache now. One of them went, are you okay? I said, oh, I can get an appointment now, can I, mate? Do you know what you were questioning COVID and people were like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, or you're this, or you're that. Do you know what I mean? I mean, one thing I questioned was when Bobby Kennedy, who was a fucking Democrat, right? He was getting questioned, you know? And what I love... What I love about Bobby Kennedy is the fact that people were saying to him that you are the best Democrat since Bill Clinton. But we all knew that Bill Clinton, all he was interested in was playing the saxophone. But deep down, we all knew that he preferred the harmonica. And then obviously, I mean, Joe Biden, he's always been nowhere to be seen, do you know what I mean? I mean, what I love about Joe Biden is he looks like your grandma trying to watch the TV when she can't find her glasses, do you know what I mean? You look at Joe Biden before he starts talking, he's like this. Hey, come on, man, what's going on? And he thinks he gets genuine cheers as well, that's the thing. But obviously we got Trump. I mean, to be honest, right, I'm hoping Trump gets in for the sake of my career. I'm not going to lie, right? 'Cause that is a great fucking impression to do. It really is, right? I mean, I get requested, right? People message me. They're like, Dan, can you send my boss this for his birthday? Ask Trump, and it's great. And I had one recently, right? And this one, I had to email the guy back. I said, look, mate. I said, are you sure? Are you sure you want me to say this? And he was like, oh yeah, Dan, it'll be great. And this is how the message went. Do you know, I would like to wish Steve a very happy birthday. Even in the voice note, I was doing the actions because it's muscle memory. You gotta do it, you gotta do it, you gotta do it, you know? I'd like to wish Steve a very happy birthday. Try again, you missed. What a loser that guy's over there. You know, everyone knows that you're a great guy, fantastic guy. Everybody knows that you're not fake news. Because everybody knows that fake news is one of my favorite sayings along with China. China. But you know, Steve, everybody knows that you're a great guy and there's going to be a lot of alcohol at this party, a lot of alcohol. And everybody knows that there's going to be a lot of cocaine. Everyone knows you love your cocaine. There's going to be mountains of the stuff. Everybody knows there's going to be a huge amounts of cocaine. In fact, more than the cartels bring over from Mexico is going to be at this party. So much cocaine, incredible amounts, bigly, huge amounts of cocaine. Anyway, Steve, everyone knows that you're going to have a great time. Enjoy your alcohol, enjoy your cocaine. Lots of love, Donald Trump. This was for a 70th. I've always thought to myself, though, you know, I'm surprised there hasn't been a musical out about Donald Trump, and I think there should be, even from the beginning of his presidency, right? And you can imagine the first song for the opening, I think, would go like this: how do you solve a problem in North Korea? How do you make Kim Jong-un take a fall? How do you stop those bombs from going nuclear? A slap on the wrist to kick up the ass for the wall. Military force is one of many options. Imagine all the destruction that would bring. But with sanctions and nothing solved, and the Russians will get involved, Putin putting the Putin won't mean a thing. So how do you solve a problem in North Korea? I know, I'll drop a nuclear bomb and blame Beijing. But I gotta say, before I do go, I went to the States actually, and I loved the States, and it's incredible because the States is like Europe, but they all just speak English, right? It's that big. But I was in California. Fuck me, they're sensitive people, Californians, aren't they? LA, Los Angeles in particular, right? To be fair, I was going to move to LA, but I couldn't find a tent that I liked. We were going along Venice Beach, right, and I said to me wife at the time, I said, let's go in this bar here, let's go in this bar. It was 2 cocktails for $20, right? So I went to the bar, I said, hiya mate, can I have 2 margaritas, please? And he just looks at me and he goes, mate. I went, sorry, is there a problem? I said, because in England that's a term of endearment. How dare you? How dare you assume my gender? I thought, oh shit. I said, look mate, and he went like that. I was like, oh, okay. He said, I identify as non-binary. I said, look, I didn't initially come here to cause problems. I just wanted a fucking drink, right? Can I please just have 2 margaritas? Anyway, he's gone away, he's made the drinks, he's come back, he's put them on the bar. He said, they'll be $20. I put $5 down. He said, that's $5, that's not enough. I said, no, but it identifies as 20. Now, before I do go, ladies and gentlemen, I love coming here, by the way. It's a fantastic club. In my opinion, the best comedy club in the country, because you can sit... Do you know what I mean? Unless, obviously, Keir Starmer sees the video of my set this evening. And I will literally be in the gulag. So... No, before I do go, obviously I talked a little bit about the lockdown and everything tonight, and I wrote a book in lockdown. It's called The Non-Essential Worker, right? Now... It was very easy not to come up with that title, honestly, right? Boris came up with that, to be fair, right? And if anyone wants one, come and see me. They're only I'll be outside. They're only a tenner, and it does go to a very good cause. It's called a bounce back loan. So come and see me. Do you know where I said that in Hull, right? And this bloke shouted out, "Hey mate, don't worry about it. I know a bloke who can write it off for you." So what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to flick through the pages. Tell me when to stop, and I'll read out a little bit from the books. Tell me when to stop. Oh, this is quite a good bit, this, actually, because I talk about being depressed, fucking I've got no work on, all that carry on. And then this is quite a good bit, because then I talk about when I was on BGT, and that was quite a nice part of my life. And then if you think about nice parts in your life, it makes you feel good, right? So this is quite a good paragraph, this. It was May 2015. I'm standing there in the dressing room at Fountain Studios, about to perform at the final of Britain's Got Talent. I'm absolutely terrified. There's a knock on the dressing room door. Because if you buy the book, it does like shit sound effects and all, right? I should have got that bloke from Police Academy, shouldn't I, really, right? Where am I? In walks Simon Cowell. Hello, Simon, how are you? I'm good, Danny, how are you? I'm not going to lie, Simon, I'm absolutely terrified. He said, well, don't be. I watched your rehearsal this afternoon, I thought you were fantastic. I feel like you're going to smash it tonight. I said, thank you, Simon, that really means a lot. Me and Simon then looked into each other's eyes, which seemed like a lifetime, but was only a few seconds. I looked down and Simon had undone his flies. Funnily enough, P. Diddy wasn't there. And if you want to find out what happens after that, you'll have to buy the book. So, listen, thank you so much for your time. Good night. Cheers. Thank you.